The year is 800 AD. A king kneels before the altar of St. Peter's Basilica in Rome, on Christmas Day, no less. The Pope himself, Leo III, places a crown upon the king's head. This is no ordinary coronation. This is the making of an emperor. The king is Charles, the ruler of the Franks. He will become known to history as Charlemagne, Charles the Great, and great he truly was. Charlemagne stands as a colossus bestriding the chasm between the ancient world and the medieval. He is a bridge between the ruins of Roman glory and the nascent stirrings of a new Europe. To understand Charlemagne is to understand the very DNA of a continent. Charlemagne's life was one of epic scope. He was a warrior without peer, a conqueror who united much of Western Europe under his banner. But he was more than just a soldier. Charlemagne was a lawgiver, a reformer, a patron of learning. He yearned to drag his kingdom out of the Dark Ages and into a new age of enlightenment. His reign saw a flourishing of art, literature, and scholarship, a period historians call the Carolingian Renaissance. Charlemagne's empire was vast, stretching from the Pyrenees Mountains in the south to the North Sea, from the Atlantic Ocean to the plains of Hungary. He imposed his will upon Saxons, Lombards, Avars, and Bavarians, forging a realm of unprecedented scale and diversity. But his ambition went beyond mere conquest. Charlemagne believed in a unified Christian Europe, a realm bound together by faith, law, and shared culture. This essay will delve into the life and times of this extraordinary figure. We will explore his military triumphs, his administrative reforms, his patronage of the arts, and his complex relationship with the Church. We will examine his enduring legacy and assess his impact on the course of European history. For Charlemagne's story is the story of Europe itself, a story of ambition, conflict, faith, and the enduring search for unity amidst diversity. Charlemagne's life was a study in contrasts. He was born around 742 AD into a world still reeling from the fall of the Roman Empire. His grandfather, Charles Martel, was a legendary warrior who had halted the Muslim advance into Europe at the Battle of Tours in 732. But Charles Martel was never king. He was a mayor of the palace, the power behind the Frankish throne. His descendants, however, would claim the kingship for themselves. Charlemagne's father, Pepin the Short, finally seized the Frankish throne in 751 with the blessing of the Pope. This set a crucial precedent. It cemented the alliance between the Frankish kings and the papacy, an alliance that would have profound consequences for both. When Pepin died in 768, his kingdom was divided between his two sons, Charles and Carloman. Carloman, however, died just 3 years later, leaving Charles as sole ruler of the Franks. He was just 26 years old. The young king inherited a realm fraught with dangers. Rebellious nobles chafed under Frankish rule. Pagan tribes threatened the borders. The Lombards in Italy coveted papal lands. Charlemagne, however, proved himself more than equal to the challenge. He possessed a formidable combination of physical strength, military cunning, and ruthless ambition. He was also, unusually for his time, literate and deeply interested in scholarship. He spoke several languages and surrounded himself with learned advisors. Charlemagne's reign would be dominated by relentless campaigning. He fought over 50 wars in his lifetime, subduing enemies and expanding his realm with each victory. He was a warrior king in the mold of Alexander the Great or Julius Caesar, leading his armies from the front and personally engaging in combat. But unlike those ancient conquerors, Charlemagne was driven by a deeper purpose, a vision of a united Christian Europe under his rule. Charlemagne's empire was not won easily. It was forged in the fires of countless battles and campaigns, each one a testament to his military genius and unwavering determination. One of his earliest and most significant conquests was the subjugation of the Lombards in northern Italy. The Lombard king Desiderius had threatened the Papal States, prompting Pope Adrian to appeal to Charlemagne for help. In 774, Charlemagne crossed the Alps and crushed the Lombard army at the Battle of Pavia. He captured Desiderius and took the Lombard crown for himself, adding northern Italy to his burgeoning realm. This victory had profound implications. It established the Frankish king as the protector of the papacy, a role that would shape European politics for centuries to come. Charlemagne then turned his attention north, to the pagan Saxons who lived beyond the Rhine. The Saxon Wars, which dragged on for over 30 years, were among the longest and most brutal of Charlemagne's reign. The Saxons, fiercely independent and resistant to Christianity, fought tooth and nail against Frankish domination. Charlemagne responded with equal ferocity, resorting to mass executions and forced conversions to break the Saxon spirit. In the east, Charlemagne faced the Avars, a nomadic people who had established a powerful empire in the Pannonian Basin, modern-day Hungary. The Avar Khaganate had long been a thorn in the side of the Franks, launching raids deep into Frankish territory. Charlemagne, however, would tolerate no rivals. In a series of devastating campaigns between 788 and 803, he crushed the Avar Khaganate, scattering their armies and seizing their legendary treasure hoards. These are just a few of Charlemagne's many military achievements. His victories transformed the map of Europe, bringing vast new territories under Frankish control. But Charlemagne's ambitions went beyond mere conquest. He saw himself not just as a conqueror, but as a civilizer, a bringer of order and faith to a chaotic world.